Deputy Leader of the House.
First Deputy Speaker, I want to get that due to some unforeseen circumstances, we want to tackle Bill 18 of 2025 now. That is the construction industry bill, and then we'll handle mental health tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.
Bill number 18, is it? Okay.
Government Business Bill, first reading, Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry.
Honorable Minister, second reading when? Need a waiver?
Today and now, Honorable Speaker, we know that this bill has not certified the 28-day notice, but at least it has satisfied the minimum requirement of a 7-day notice. This bill, Honorable Speaker, is very important because it's a bill that actually regulates the construction industry in this country. Now, looking at the chaos and the mess in which we are now, it is very, very important that we tackle this bill now, and I therefore beg to move that all relevant standing orders be waived for us to be able to tackle this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, there's a motion that Bill number 1825, construction industry, though it has reached a minimum of 7 days, but not met the 28 maximum day requirement, but look at its agency and its importance, we therefore waive all relevant standing orders in order for the House to tackle this bill. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. And the bill number 1825 be read a second time. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried.
Government Business Bills, second reading, Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry.
Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Construction Industry Bill number 18 of 2025 be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, the bill before the House seeks to repeal the Construction Industry Act of 1996, which is outdated, and replace it with a comprehensive legal framework to enhance the regulation, promotion, and development of the construction industry in Malawi. Honorable Speaker, the construction industry in Malawi is currently regulated by the National Construction Industrial Council, NCIC, which was established under the Section 3 of the National Construction Industry Act, Chapter 2305, enacted in 1996. The construction industry is a vast and critical part of the economy, transforming various resources into physical, economic, and social infrastructure. By characterization, all processes and stakeholders involved in the planning, designing, procurement, construction, production, alteration, repairing, maintenance, and demolition of physical infrastructure form part of the construction industry. NCIC currently faces legal, policy, and operational, but also capacity hurdles to effectively and efficiently discharge its mandate. The industry is characterized by generally non-transparent and protracted processes and procedures. Considering emerging issues in the construction industry in the past 2 decades, certain key areas are not covered in the current legal framework. For instance, issues to do with climate change, improvement in the regulation of the construction industry, capacity building, capacity development, quality of infrastructure, and improvement of standards are not adequately addressed under this current act. Furthermore, the penalties imposed under the current act require comprehensive review to regulate the construction industry effectively. The review aims to harmonize the emerging global trends, standard practices, and capacity development with the legal framework to achieve quality infrastructure in Malawi. Mr. Speaker, the bill aims to A, replace the National Construction Industry Act 1996, B, replace the NCIC with an authority to be known as the Construction Industry Regulatory Authority of Malawi, CIRAM. Under the bill, CIRAM will have a more strengthened and effective regulatory framework to effectively deal with the challenges and regulate the construction industry in Malawi. C, provide a re-engineered and comprehensive registration and licensing framework for construction industry players. D, to create synergies among professional boards, associations, other regulatory and players other regulators and players in construction industry. E, introduce offenses and their penalties to ensure compliance with the law, and finally, ensure the development of quality infrastructure in Malawi. Right, Honorable Speaker, I therefore call upon honorable members to support the construction industry bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Transport. Spokespersons, beginning from DPP. I see Honorable Member for Tolo East, my dear brother. I mean Palombe East, sorry. Palombe East, the former chairperson of Parliamentary Committee of Transport. Honorable Member, please.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for granting the floor to the people of Palombe East to comment on the bill before the floor of the House on behalf of the mighty Democratic Progressive Party. First Deputy Speaker, allow me to thank the leadership of the DPP, in particular its President, Professor Arthur Itam Tarika, for entrusting this noble duty to the people of Palombe East. First Deputy Speaker, the bill before the floor of the House seeks to repeal the National Construction Industry Act, Cap 5305, enacted in 1996, with the aim of addressing challenges that have emerged ever since the bill was enacted, by replacing the Act with the Construction Industry Regulatory Authority. First Deputy Speaker, just by looking at the main objective of the bill, it is evident that the NCIC Act of 1996 has overstayed its use, and therefore the need for repeal is in order. And the DPP would like to support this course. Among others, First Deputy Speaker, it tries to improve the functions which were previously being done by the NCIC Act, which I think have necessitated the need to have them reviewed. First, Deputy Speaker, the NCIC Act of 1996, amongst its functions, one of them was licensing of contractors. And one of the requirements was that the minister was recommending the licensing of contractors, but this new piece of legislation is only allowing the authority to be advising the minister, while the actual licensing will be done by the authority. This to us is in order because it somehow removes the bureaucracy that has haunted the industry. First, Deputy Speaker, the second function which needs highlight is the formation of technical audits that the authority is going to start undertaking. This piece of legislation is going to empower the authority to start undertaking technical audits on the projects that are being undertaken in the country. Just a couple of days ago, we saw a building in the city center catching fire, and questions are still there. The current piece of legislation does not exclusively allow the NCIC to go and conduct technical audits. But once we pass this piece of legislation, the authority will have a thorough mandate to go and institute technical audits and advise the country what actually went wrong. The other issue that needs a highlight is the issue where the issue of the technology is going to be emphasized. First, Deputy Speaker, long are the days when the construction industry will be using bent bricks. At the moment, we are using blocks just as an option. But this bill, I think, is going to make it more mandatory that we could start using blocks and others as a way of trying to conserve our environment. Such improvements and others that have been highlighted in the bill are the things that have made the DPP to support this noble cause of trying to repeal the old act and replace it with a new one. Save for a few issues like grammatical errors, which were highlighted by Zombali Sanjala when he was commenting on the tourism bill. The Construction Industry Regulatory Authority Act haven't been spared. If you go to section 49, of the bill, it says a person who forge and First Deputy Speaker, section 49 of the proposed act says a person who forge and falsify a license. I think it's a very simple grammatical error which the drafters should have looked at. And section 50 says a person who impersonates. I think those are the small issues that have to be looked at before I think the bill is printed. Otherwise, we support the bill is passing because it's a beautiful piece of legislation. However, First Deputy Speaker, to have a beautiful piece of legislation is another thing, and to have it operationalized is another thing. First, Deputy Speaker, we are passing this bill in an environment where the construction industry has been haunted by low funding. How is this bill going to operate? First, Deputy Speaker, I'll give an example. Most of the contractors that are going to be registering or are already registered depend on small jobs that are being done under maintenance of our roads. This is the second year running. There has been no provision of money for the maintenance of our roads. Last year, there was no money. This year, there was no money entirely. It had to take the Committee of Transport to go and plead with the Secretary to the Treasury. And of the 60 billion requested, only 10 billion was provided. And of the 10 billion we hear, 5 billion is going to be committed towards the Chiweta Road. So how does the rest of the 5 billion take care of the rest of the maintenance works from Chikwawa, Nsanje, up to Karonga? So, much as this piece of legislation is a beautiful one, it should have been a priority for us to start creating a very good environment by providing good funding to the responsible authorities, so that when this bill is passed, its operationalization does not have challenges. First, Deputy Speaker, other than that, we support the bill, but we appeal that the funding to the construction industry, which this bill intends to address, is going to be adequately funded. Fortunately, we are going to the polls on 16th September, and the DPP, which has been providing maintenance funding in all East Kenya, is coming to power, and we are going to address those issues. I thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. The people of Palombe East, over there, Chiringa Migowi, spokesperson on transport for DPP, UDF, Moto.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker.
Blantyre Malabada.
For recognizing Blantyre Malabada constituency on behalf of the mighty United Democratic Front to respond to this important bill. First Deputy Speaker, the primary objective of this proposed bill is to allow the authority to regulate, promote, and develop the construction industry in Malawi. We also see that, First Deputy Speaker, a few of its functions is to register licensed firms intending to operate in the construction industry. First Deputy Speaker, we would like to propose that as they regulate the local companies, the fees should be considerable, because the companies would already be registered with the registrar of companies. They pay money. They also register with the MRA, where they're paying money. Now, this legislation proposes that they also pay some fees towards the authority. Secondly, they're also proposing to conduct trainings within Malawi, coordinate the trainings conducted by others, where they're also required to pay some money. We'd like to applaud the proposal for this, to ensure that local contractors are equipped with the necessary skills to be able to participate in local construction jobs. We'd also like to propose that the government promotes local companies, because the legislation also is permitted to allow foreign companies to participate in local jobs, which might take away jobs from Malawians. The legislation also has the power to allow the authority to inspect local contractors and the jobs, and would like individuals such as ourselves, as members of parliament, who have been complaining for years that construction in our constituencies has become rather expensive. We would like the authority to be able to conduct audits to ensure that these jobs are quite reasonable so that our people can benefit a lot. Because at the moment, we rely on the local councils whose estimates, the BOQs of the jobs, are rather expensive and eat into our CDFs. With these few remarks, First Deputy Speaker, the UDF supports the bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Blantyre Malabada, speaking on behalf of UDF. I'm told the chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Transport has a report. I therefore recognize Salima Northwest. Thank you.
First Deputy Speaker, sir, I beg to present the paper standing to my name under item 3A, Roman numeral number 6 of the order paper today.
Sergeant at Arms, Salima Northwest, keep on standing. You may switch off the mic if you wish. Honorable Chairperson, Parliamentary Committee on Transport, the people of Salima Northwest, do you wish to speak to your report?
Yes, First Deputy Speaker, sir.
Praise the people of Kombeza. You have the floor. Come on the dispatch box, please. Honorable member, before you speak, do you have the areas with you?
First Deputy Speaker, without reflecting on you, I would like to know the meaning of areas in this house. Your Honor, First Deputy Speaker, sir, it is a great honor and privilege for me this afternoon as I stand before you in this August House to present a report of key findings by your Committee on Transport and Public Infrastructure on the analysis of Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry. First Deputy Speaker, sir, as you might be aware, in accordance with Standing Order 125 subsection 3, Parliament referred Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry, to the Parliamentary Committee on Transport and Public Infrastructure for scrutiny and reporting on to the House, specifically your committee was mandated to do the following. Number one, critically analyze the bill. Number two, identify critical issues in the bill. And thirdly, present its findings and recommendations to the House. First Deputy Speaker, sir, Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry, seeks to repeal and replace the outdated National Construction Industry Act, Chapter 53, subsection 5 of 1996. The current legislation administration by the National Construction Industry Council, NCIC, has proven inadequate in addressing modern challenges in Malawi's construction industry. Key issues such as climate change, regulatory inefficiencies, capacity development, infrastructure quality, and outdated penalties necessitated a comprehensive legal overhaul. First Deputy Speaker, sir, the bill aims to establish the Construction Industry Regulatory Authority of Malawi, replacing the NCIC to enhance regulation, promotion, and development of the construction sector. It introduces a structured framework divided into 9 parts, covering such areas as establishment and governance. Bill has creation of a new regulatory authority with defined powers, board composition, and secretariat. Registration and license. Under this thematic area, the bill has streamlined processes for local and foreign firms, including license, issuance, and revocation. Under the duties and compliance, the bill has clear obligations for the clients and licensed firms, emphasizing adherence to construction standards. On inspections and penalties, it gives authority to inspect construction sites and impose administrative or criminal penalties for non-compliance. And it has got also a miscellaneous area on provisions. It is addressing conflicts of interest, annual reporting, and ministerial regulatory powers. First Deputy Speaker, sir, upon receiving submissions on the bill from the National Construction Industry Council and the Minister of Justice, and after careful deliberations, your committee established and adopted clauses of the bill with the following amendments. Clause 7, subsection 1A, Roman numeral number 7, the phrase "one person of good standing in society" was debated, and finally we recommended for deletion due to its subjective nature. Clause 32, to bring clarity to the bill on liability for the offenses, whether individuals or firms are accountable, and the process for handling such cases, the committee recommended that this clause be deleted and substituted with the following new clauses. 32.1. A firm deregistered under section 31.1 may be re-registered by the authority after the expiry of 7 years from the date of the deregistration. And 32, subsection 2, an application for re-registration shall be made in accordance with section 24. Clauses 49 and 50, forgery and impersonalization. The language should be redrafted when preparing asset copies for precision and legal clarity. First Deputy Speaker, Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry, represents a critical step towards modernizing Malawi's construction sector by addressing regulatory gaps, enhancing transparency, and incorporating contemporary issues like climate change. The bill has the potential, First Deputy Speaker, to significantly improve industry standards and efficiency. Your committee, therefore, First Deputy Speaker, wishes to commend the National Construction Industry Council and the Minister of Justice for their efforts in formulating and presenting Bill number 18 of 2025 Construction Industry to the House. It is the committee's hope that the bill will be adopted and passed by the House. Let me conclude, First Deputy Speaker, by expressing my appreciation to you for your support to all your committees, in particular the Transport Committee and Public Infrastructure. Let me also express your committee's sincere gratitude to the Office of the Clerk of Parliament and the Secretary for the technical, procedural, and logistical support rendered to your committee during this meeting. With these few remarks, First Deputy Speaker, sir, I therefore hereby beg to move that the report be adopted by the House. First Deputy Speaker, I beg to move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member for Salima Northwest, people of Kombeza, Chairperson of the Committee on Transport, Mwini Maelia. Mwini Maelia. Take the moment, Mwini Maelia, please. In this era, this moment, to have areas, you are very, very lucky, my brother. Ukandi Mary and the Godi Day. I remember Honorable Minister of Defense, she was waiting in her constituency in Lilongwe, North Kwagabudula. Primaries were held at Bingu Stadium. She is waiting in the constituency at Kabudula, but primaries were held at the BRCC at the Bingu Stadium. So to have areas, my brother, you are very lucky. These are lighter moments. Before we continue to general debate, honourable members, let me greatly appreciate our teachers from Mzimba Sorora, of our very own Jacobo Hara, the Minister of Transport. Wasambiza ukani takondwa mwafika yewo. May I ask the Honorable Minister Jacob to welcome them. This is your son, very trusted. The roads you are seeing in Lilongwe, it is his own making, under the guidance of the big man. The M1 road that I've seen, that's the man. Make sure I don't make a mistake. This is the man. This is the man. God bless it. Be blessed. Sit down. Taonga, taonga. Maloma speaker vitu wa mama Catherine Kutanihara tampokererani wa papi tampokererani. Kristu. Shindi zimwenerani. He has areas as well. May I now open this for a general debate? Oh, sorry. Do you have a seconder? The precedence has already been set. You second, within a second you're done. Zomba Tondo, please. Thank you.
First Deputy Speaker, sir.
Zomba Tondo, do you have the areas?
I'm independent. It is a great honor and privilege for me this afternoon to be granted this opportunity to second the motion on the adoption of the report of Transport and Public Infrastructure Committee on the analysis of Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry. Mr. Speaker, as already alluded to by the committee chairperson, your committee was informed that the construction industry in Malawi is currently being regulated by an act of 1996. Mr. Speaker, this has resulted in the NCIC facing several legal, policy, operational, and capacity hurdles to effectively and efficiently discharge its mandate. Mr. Speaker, considering emerging issues in the construction industry, certain key areas are not adequately covered in the current legal framework. For instance, issues of climate change, safety standards for workers on project sites, quality of infrastructure, and improvement of standards. Mr. Speaker, the bill seeks to repeal the National Construction Industry of 1996 and replace it with a new piece of legislation that will address challenges facing the construction industry in Malawi. The bill aims to establish the Construction Industry Regulatory Authority of Malawi, replacing the NCIC to enhance regulation, promotion, and development of the construction sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to also commend the National Construction Industry Council and the Ministry of Justice for their efforts in formulating and presenting Bill number 18 of 2025. Construction industry of 2025 construction industry to the House. I believe that once this bill is passed by this House, it will bring better improvements to the construction industry as the authority will be conducting technical audits in the industry whenever need arises. Let me conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir, by expressing my sincere appreciation to you for the support you give to your committees. With these remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I hereby second the report of the committee for adoption by the House. I thank you.
Honorable Deputy Leader, curtailment of the report. Honorable Chief Whip, curtailment of the debate on the report. Curtailment.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that we curtail debate on the report in order to allow the chair to wind up.
Thank you very much, Honorable Government Chief Whip. Honorable members, there's a motion that debate on the report from the Parliamentary Committee on Transport be curtailed to allow the chairperson to wind up. Those of the people say aye, and those of the people say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Chairperson, Salima Northwest.
First Deputy Speaker, sir, without wasting much of the time, on behalf of the committee, ours is just an expression of gratitude that this bill is vehemently supported by the House. We are looking forward to the passing of the bill. Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker. I therefore beg to move that the report be adopted by the House. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Honourable members, there's a motion that the report on Parliamentary Committee on Transport regarding the construction industry bill be adopted by the whole House. Those of the people say aye, and those of the people say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honourable members, we now into continuation of general debate on the bill. Any takers? I see Nzimba North. Nzimba North, 5 minutes.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. Indeed, as a member of the profession, I was bound to contribute. First Deputy Speaker, I just have two issues which I wanted to raise, and I support the bill, but the intention when we were formulating this bill, we copied from the local building industries in the United Kingdom in 1996. With the late Dr. Bernard Zingano, our intention was to make sure that the construction industry transcends into an independent construction development bank. And we emphasized the construction industry, road fund, and road administration. Unfortunately, he did not conclude his work. So when we are doing that, I feel the construction industry should emphasize in developing into a construction development bank. Why should that be so? The retention fees, which is done by the construction industry, is quite huge, and it takes quite some significant amount. Up to this point in time, maybe there should be around 15 billion. And if this money is deposited into other banks, they are collecting free money and free fees. Then in the same vein, there is also performance bond. The performance bond which are given to the banks could equally be given by the construction industry bank, which could be servicing the local and small constructors so that they should not be labored with the trying to raise money to raise the performance bond. These two constitute close to 30 billion in the construction industry without any works being done. Vis-a-vis, we envisaged a construction development bank which could also take deposits from the toll gates. And the toll gates could safely be developed by a regulated authority. I feel if the authority could take into account that vision of Dr. Zingano, I would be very, very proud of it, and I'm happy that I was part of it. With these few remarks, Deputy Speaker, for the first time I support this bill. Thank you. But it must reduce the cost of entry, that it should not be drawing funds from the consolidated account of the government. It's a self-financing institution. With these few remarks, First Deputy Speaker, I submit again, with the help of Professor Arthur Peter Mtalika, I submit. Thank you.
Honourable Member, you are speaking as Mzimba North. We now go to Chitiba boys. Chwe mwana chwe. Kambule Pokalua. Room peace, please.
Indeed, good afternoon. Second.
Chwe mwana chwe has no areas, but he has a party, MDP.
Good afternoon, indeed. I would like to support the bill. Is it the bill? I would like to support it, but I've got one or two concerns that I would like to actually sort of point out. One is that of quality. If you look at the construction industry and the quality that is coming up with our infrastructure development, there is a lot that we have to look into it, because without quality, whatever that we're advocating here, it will be a futile exercise. We need quality control supervisors. We need quality control inspectors. We need even to strengthen up the bank that Mzimba North was advancing. I'm looking not at the construction bank, but industrial development bank, because this will have its own ethical issues that at the end of the day will actually force compliance into this industry. Because without control measures and quality control measures, inspector that would be there as a feedback or monitoring and evaluation that will be taken into account, I think whatever that we are doing here, it will be in vain. I just wanted to add a few maybe quality attributes to the bill itself, and I support very much the bill that is before us. Once again, thank to the Ministry of Justice and to the Ministry of Transport and Public Works for coming up with this wonderful bill that will improve infrastructure development in our country. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member for Rumpi East. Deputy Leader of the House.
Right, Honourable Speaker, I beg to move that we curtail debate in order to allow the Honourable Minister to wind up. I beg to move.
Thank you very much, Honourable Deputy Leader of the House. Honourable Members, there's a motion that debate on the bill be curtailed in order that we do allow the Honourable Minister to wind up. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Point of order, Mangoji Southwest. Point of order, granted.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Is it in order that this bill that has been presented is not distinguishing the types of construction? Here in Malawi, we have in our villages, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, we have builders that are constructing, and we are constructing buildings of whatever nature, even our houses that are there. But this bill is not putting a threshold excluding such buildings, maybe putting a cap, because we cannot have each and every construction works being subjected to this bill. We are Malawians, we know where we are coming from, in our villages, in our constituencies, we are constructing. Are those buildings going to be subjected to this law? From what it looks like, they are going to be subject to this law. May the minister find it in order to exclude or to exempt such construction works as we go about implementing this bill. Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
And we call it a technical point of order and sustained. Honourable Minister, as you respond, you'll be able to handle that as well. Deputy Leader.
First Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that we waive all relevant standing orders in order for us to extend time to allow the completion of all the processes of this bill. I beg to move.
Thank you. Honourable members, there's a motion that we extend sitting time to allow all the processes of this bill to finish. Those of the bill say aye, and those of the Congress say no. The noes didn't get it, and the motion is carried. Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, to thank the honorable members for their contribution on this bill number 18, construction industry. I think I don't have much to say because I've seen that there has been tremendous support across the board. Just to address a few issues and the worries that members, I think, presented as they debated the bill. I would like to assure the honorable members that most of the stuff that we're already doing fine under NCIC will continue to be carried forward. The whole idea was basically to make it good and make it perfect in areas where we had to do with a lot of regulations to just regularize the inefficiencies that were in the Act. So like the honorable spokesperson for DPP raised issues to do with bent bricks, etc., which were already covered in the regulations. And I could also assure him that it will not be a problem to operationalize this bill because issues of funding are already taken care of. NCIC was already self-sufficient as far as resources were concerned. So the same spirit would actually continue. The UDF spokesperson talked about, lamented on fees payments, that he feels that there's too much payments of fees. But I would like to say that this regulatory body stands out to be a little bit different in the way it regulates because it is the one that is responsible for the categories. It's the one that is also responsible to ensure that there is quality assurance and therefore also has the authority to deregister in cases of all those issues that are spelled out in the bill, things that MRIA or the Registrar General cannot. So it becomes very, very important for the authority to still be able to charge these fees. That also is for self-sustenance, as it were. The committee made very brilliant observations, and I would like to say that we don't have problems with their suggestions. Zimba North also made a brilliant idea about the retention, save for the way he finished his contribution. But otherwise, I would like to say that we are already doing something as far as retention is concerned, because there is a manager that has already been appointed to handle retention fees. So contractors don't just get their retention fees straight, as it were. What happens is that their retention fees is still able to generate some resources elsewhere. So the contractors are getting their retention fees with their interest, as it were. So, but issues to do with the bank, I think that's a different jurisdiction. I don't think that the regulator can actually turn out to be a bank, but that's a brilliant idea that we'll have to look into. Rumpi East addressed issues to do with quality issues. The quality issues are properly taken care of, I think, in the bill. That's why we have the penalties there. There's construction standards, but also compliance with standards. They are right in there. And the honorable member also talked about the some thresholds, as it were. I think it's already taken care of in I think, section 33. However, just to say that private buildings need to equally be as safe as public buildings. So it's very important that even if you're building your own house, you make sure you get qualified personnel. It is your life we're trying to protect. So we cannot allow you to just build anyhow because this is your house. If you've been to school and you have building techniques, that's something different. But you can't just get any other person to say that, well, I know I can do you a 3-story building without making sure that it's compliant to the strength that is required. So, Honorable Speaker, I think these are mostly the issues that were addressed on the floor. I therefore beg to move that the bill now be read the second time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Transport, the people of Mzimba Sorola, who also happens to be Government Chief Whip. Honorable members, there's a motion that Bill number 18 of 2005, construction industry, be read a second time. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the good opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried.
Government business, bills, committee stage, Bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry.
And now do invite the people of Zomba Chisi, chairperson of Public Accounts Committee, to chair committee stage. Zomba Chisi, please. Wapapi ukani mchanyo.
Honourable members, welcome to committee stage of bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry. Honourable members, I wish to inform you that clauses 1 to 6 have no amendments. I now put a question that, and the question is that clauses 1 to 6 stand part of the bill. Those of that opinion say aye. And those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Members, I wish to inform you that the chair has received 2 proposed amendments to this bill. I now recognize the chairperson responsible for transport and public infrastructure to move the proposed amendment, clause number 7. Chair.
Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 7, 1A of the bill be amended by deleting paragraph under Roman numeral 7. I beg to move.
Thank you very much, Chair. If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question, and the question is that clause number 7, as moved by the Honorable Chairperson, be amended by the House. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. I now put a second question, honorable members, and the question is that the clause as amended by the House stands part of the bill. Those of that opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honourable members, I wish to inform you that clauses 8 to 31 have no amendments. I now put the question, and the question is that clauses 8 to 31 stand part of the bill. Those of that opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honourable members, I would now like to recognize the chairperson responsible for transport and public infrastructure to move the proposed amendment number 32. Chair.
Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 32 be hereby deleted and substituted with the following new clause 32. 32(1), a firm deregistered under section 31(1) may be re-registered by the authority after the expiry of 7 years from the date of deregistration. And 2, an application for re-registration shall be made in accordance with section 24. I beg to move.
Honourable members, if no one wishes to speak, I now put the question, and the question is that clause number 32, as moved by the chairperson, be amended. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. I now put the second question. The question is that the clause as amended by the House stands part of the bill. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. No amendment. Okay. Honourable members, I wish to inform you that order, please, order. Honourable members, I wish to inform you that clauses 33 to 65 have no amendments. I now put a question, and the question is that clauses 33 to 65 be part of the bill. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Order on my right, please. Order. Honourable members, this marks the end of committee stage of the bill number 18 of 2025 construction industry. I thank you very much for your active participation, and thank you for supporting.
Clerk.
Government business, bills, report stage, Bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry.
Honorable Minister, reporting.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to report that Bill number 18 of 2025 passed through the committee stage with some amendments. And I therefore beg to move that the bill be read a third time.
Honourable members, there's a motion that Bill number 18 of 2025, concerning industry, be read a third time. Those of the bill say aye, and those of the court of bill say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried.
Government business, bills, third reading, Bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry.
Honourable Minister, now you said in full.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that Bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry, be read the third time and passed.
Beg to move. Honourable members, there's a motion that Bill Honourable members, there's a motion that Bill number 18 of 2025, construction industry, be read a third time and passed. Those of the opinion say aye, and those of the court opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Therefore, the bill has passed. Congratulations, Honourable Minister of Transport. Congratulations, Honourable Minister. Thank you. Congratulations, the people of Mzimba Sorola. You are very, very intelligent indeed. Mzimba Sorola. I see Mzimba North. Mzimba North.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. Earlier on in this house, when I was outside, there were issues which were raised about me, about Binet Trust and Butalika family. I wanted to put it on record. I am the one who did the valuations, and I'm a professional chartered surveyor of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. When you are raising the matters concerning the profession, I have for a long time resisted to talk about it. But I want to put it, since the Minister of Justice is here, I want to put
Honourable member, resume your seat. I will recognize you. If you want personal information clarification, Standing Order 73. You seek permission, we'll grant you space. You'll be able to clearly explain who is Jeremiah Jihana, the people of Mzimba North. Otherwise, Deputy Leader, please.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker. And through you...
Order, members, order to my right, order to my right.
First Deputy
Leader,
Speaker,
please.
I want to thank you for the way you have conducted business today, but also through you, let me take the opportunity to thank all the honorable members of this August House from both sides of the House for their contributions. Today it was very lively. First Deputy Speaker, guidance on tomorrow Wednesday, we'll still do the remaining some bills, mental health bill, it's going to be done tomorrow, but also maybe sugarcane industry bill will also be done tomorrow. Time permitting, we can have a few delegation reports or committee reports. I submit, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Deputy Leader, honourable members. I also, from the Speaker's office, to thank all of you. If you could do a roll call now, the House is almost 90% full. So reporters, if you don't have anything to report tomorrow, you can say, you can just put the word superb at Parliament. Attendance was just good. And the participation top-notch. This is what we want our reporters to report about Parliament. Good participation, good points, full representation of the people. Those three pillars, oversight, registration, and representation, they're doing just good. It's past 5, but you can see the sugar levels very high. Reporters, report this. Otherwise, you are good people. We love you. Other members, you can go home now. House adjourned. Tomorrow we are meeting at 2 p.m. But every member, when you're coming, bring a list of areas. I should endorse them. Thank you.
Well, that's how the House has concluded its business today, Tuesday, the 8th of April 2025. A recap of today's business in the chamber. The House has deliberated on and passed 2 bills, and these are Bill number 20 of 2025, Tourism Industry. This bill seeks to provide a legal framework for the development of a robust and sustainable tourism sector in Malawi. And Bill number 18 of 2025, Construction Industry. The bill seeks to repeal the National Construction Industry Act, Chapter 53, Section 5, and replace it with a new piece of legislation that will address challenges facing the construction industry in Malawi. Earlier, 2 ministries took questions from members, and these ministries are Ministry of Homeland Security and Ministry of Information and Digitalization. The questions came from members representing the following constituencies: Nkhotakota Central, Zomba Changalume, Zomba Chisi, and Kasungu West, among others. The first Deputy Speaker has, at the moment, adjourned the House to tomorrow, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pamenepo ndiye pamapeto pazokambirana za phungu wa Nyumba ya Malamulo lero lachiwiri pa 8 April 2025, kungokumbutsanapo zina mwa zomwe aphungu akambirana mnyumbayi. Kumbali ya boma, Nyumba ya Malamulo lero yakambirana ndi kuvomereza mabilu awiri, ndipo mabiluwa ndi bilu number 20 ya 2025 yokhudza ntchito zokopa alendo. Cholinga cha biluyi ndi kubweretsa malamulo komanso ndondomeko zothandiza kukhazikitsa ndi kutukula ntchito zokopa alendo mdziko muno. Biluyi ikukhudzanso nkhani zokhazikitsa sukulu za yaukachenjede ya ntchito zokopa alendo komanso nthambi yoyang'anira ntchitozi mdziko muno. Nyumbayi yavomerezanso bilu number 18 ya 2025 yokhudza ntchito zomangamanga, ndipo biluyi ikufuna kusintha ndime 53 gawo 5 ya malamulo a ntchito zomangamanga ndi cholinga chofuna kuthana ndi mavuto omwe analipo okhudza ntchitozi mdziko muno. Ndipo aphungu anafunsa mafunso ku maunduna awiri amene ndi unduna owona makamaka za chitetezo cha mdziko komanso unduna owona ntchito zofalitsa nkhani ndi mauthenga. Aphungu omwe anafunsa mafunsowa ndi oyimirira madera a Nkhotakota Central, Zomba Changalume, Zomba Chisi komanso Kasungu West mwa ena. Pakadali pano achiwiri kwa aspika a nyumba ya malamulo olemekezeka amadalitso Kazombo MP ayimitsa zokambirana mnyumbayi kuti aphungu adzakumanenso mawa lachitatu nthawi ya 2 koloko masana. M'malo mwa anzanga onse kuno ku Parliament Television munali ndi ine Rachel Gonani.